Welcome back to Online English class. This is Level 2, Lesson 19, and this is Part 3. So this is the last video in Lesson 19. This is Unit 10, Lesson F. You are probably watching this video between June 8th and June 21st. This video was filmed on June 5th, 2020. Okay, now I am on Lesson F in Unit 10. I'm on page 133, page 133. We're going to practice there is and there are. This should be easy. So, we use there is and there are when we want to say we have something. And then we use there was and there were to say something in the past. We had something in the past. This is easy, right? So there is, when we use there is, we're talking about one thing. Why? Because, paper. We're using the word it. It is. There is a cake on the table. Because there's one cake, we use is. And of course, for the negative, we say is not or isn't. When there's more than one thing, we say there are. The negative for there are is there are not. There aren't. There was, there wasn't. There were, there weren't. So let's look at this picture, these two pictures. We have today, and we have 1985, the year 1985. Happy birthday, Emily. Happy birthday, Emily. So let's look at this picture. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 4 people here. So, what can we say? Because this is the present, we're using is and are. And because there are 4, we say there are. There are 4 people at the party. In 1985, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 people. But because this is in the past, we say there were. There were 9 people at Emily's birthday party in 1985. Okay, so in this picture, let's see. Let's count all the birthday cards. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 birthday cards at Emily's birthday party today. In 1985, there were no birthday cards. We can say there were no birthday cards. In 1985, there were no birthday cards in 1985. When we use the negative, we use the plural. When we use the negative, we use the plural version. The plural means more than one. So we say there were no birthday cards in 1985. Because we have a negative, we say there were no, we use birthday cards. There are no apples on the table. There are no apples on the table. So how many apples are there? 0. 0 apples. There are 0 apples on the table. So when we have 0, we still use the plural, the more than one. Apples. So we say there are. There are 0 apples. There is 1 apple. There are 4 apples. So, are, is. So, we use is when we have 1. If there's more than 1, we use are. If there's 0, we use are. There are 0 apples. There are 0 apples. There is 1 apple. There are 4 apples. So let's see. In this picture, there is 1 smartphone. This is not just a telephone. This is a smartphone. So you can touch the screen, you can use apps on it, you can play games, use Google Maps. In 1985, there were no smartphones. In 1985, there were no smartphones. There were no smartphones. So how many? 0. There were 0 smartphones. So we use were, no smartphones. Because it's in the past, we use were. But because there's 0, we use the plural. There were no smartphones. Okay, so let's practice writing with direct objects, indirect objects, and there were. So let's say there are 2 people at the door. There are 2 people at the door. Can you let them in? There are 2 people at the door. Can you let them in? When you let someone in, it means you tell them to come inside. When you let someone in, you tell them to come inside. So there are 2 people at the door. Can you let them in? Can you tell the 2 people to go inside the house? Okay, so why do I use them? Why do I say them here? Okay, so let's identify the verb. The verb is let. When you let someone do something, you give them permission. So you give these people permission to go inside. The nouns are you and them. You is the subject. Them answers the who question. So them is the indirect object. Them is the indirect object. So we can look at this list. Indirect object pronouns. Them. So let's do another one. There were 12 cookies. in the box. There were 12 cookies in the box. So we use were because we have more than one. We have 12. And because we use were, we know this is in the past tense. There were 12 cookies in the box. Did you eat one? Did you eat one? There are only 11 left. Did you eat one? There are only 11 left. I didn't eat the cookie. I didn't eat the cookie. The cat ate it. There were 12 cookies in the box. Did you eat one? There are only 12 left. I didn't eat the cookie. The cat ate it. Okay, so let's identify the verb in this sentence. I didn't eat the cookie. Didn't eat is our verb. The nouns are I and the cookie. Okay, so didn't eat. Who didn't eat? I didn't eat. So I is the subject. So the other noun must be an object. I didn't eat the cookie. I didn't eat what? What didn't I eat? The cookie. The cookie answers the what question. So the cookie is the direct object. The cat ate it. Okay, so let's identify the words here. The verb is ate. The nouns are cat and it. Who ate? The cat ate. So the cat is the subject. Okay, and now we have it. Let's just take this out because it's direct and indirect. So direct and indirect object pronouns. Me, you, us, them, him, her, it. So it is the object here. What kind of object? The direct object. Why is this important? It's so we know that we replace the cookie with it. We said, I didn't eat the cookie. The cat ate it. What did the cat eat? The cat ate the cookie. Let's do a couple more. We have, that guy. Okay. We have, there is a stain on the rug. There is a stain on the rug. We use there is because there's one stain. There's a stain on the rug. There is a stain on the rug. Could you clean it? So we use the word could, like we use can, could, will, and would. We use it if we want to ask someone to do something for us. So we want someone to clean the stain on the rug. Could you clean it? And we use it. Why do we use it? Because it is replacing the rug. Could you clean the rug? Could you clean the stain on the rug? So, the subject is you. The direct object is it. It is the stain on the rug. All right. Charlie gave the money to Sarah. I want you to identify all of the words in the sentence. Let's start with the verb. The verb is gave. Now let's find all of the nouns. We have Charlie, the money, and Sarah. Okay, so gave. Who gave? What's the subject? The subject is Charlie. Charlie gave. Charlie gave what? Charlie gave the money. So the money is the direct object because the money answers the what question. What did Charlie give? Charlie gave the money. Okay, Charlie gave money for who? To who? To Sarah. Sarah is the indirect object because Sarah answers the who question. Charlie gave the money to Sarah. So let's write this sentence again with subject pronouns and object pronouns. So the subject is Charlie. Charlie is he. He gave the money. The money, we say it. The money is an object pronoun, it. Charlie gave the money to, he gave it to Sarah. Sarah is a she, but because Sarah is the indirect object, we use the object pronoun. She becomes her. Charlie gave the money to Sarah. He gave it to her. So he replaces Charlie. It replaces the money. Her replaces Sarah. We have the subject pronouns. The subject is for the thing, the noun that is doing the action, the verb. I, you, we, they, he, she, it. And then we have the objects, the money and Sarah. Direct and indirect. It's not important right now. But the object pronouns are me, you, us, them, him, her, it. The money, it. Sarah, her. Let's do one more. Juan gave the book to the children. Let's identify the verb. The verb is gave. Okay. The nouns are Juan, the book, and the children. So, gave. Who gave? Juan. Juan gave. So Juan is the subject. Juan gave what? What did Juan give? He gave the book. So the book is the direct object. Okay, so Juan gave the book. He gave the book. To who? To the children. So the children is the indirect object. Okay, so let's replace the nouns with subject pronouns and object pronouns. Our subject is one. One is he. He gave the book. The book is an object, so we use the object pronouns. The book, it. He gave it to the children. The children is the indirect object. So let's use the object pronouns for the children. The children, is this more than one or is only one? The children is more than one, so we use them. He gave it to them. One gave the book to the children. He gave it to them. Another way we can write the sentence is one gave the children the book. One gave the children the book. So everything is still the same. So one is still the subject. The children is still the indirect object. And the book is the direct object. So nothing changed, but I just switched the words the children and the book. So if the indirect object comes first, we don't need the word to. So see, in this sentence, we don't have the word to because the indirect object comes first before the direct object. One gave the book to the children. One gave the children the book. So let's replace these nouns with pronouns. He gave them the book. Or we can say he gave them it. He gave them it. He gave them the book. I personally, for me, I don't like to write sentences this way. I like to write them this way. So the direct object comes before the indirect object. So we can say one gave the book to the children. I like to say it like this because it's easy to understand. Sentences like this is confusing. So I like to say it with the word to. He gave it to them. You can also say he gave them the book or he gave them it. But it's confusing because you don't know which one is which. So I like to use these sentences with the word to. He gave it to them. So that way you know. Because if the direct object goes before the indirect object, you use the word to. One gave the book to the children. He gave it to them. So I want you to say it like this and write like this because it's easy to understand and you don't get confused. Because if you look at this, he gave them the book, he gave them it, you don't really know. Like to English speakers don't understand what this means because it's a little confusing. But if you use the word to, it's very easy to understand. He gave it to them. He gave what? The book. To who? To the children. So that is the end of lesson 19. I know this is very confusing, so just try, okay? Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.